The Minnesota Vikings finish up week 3 of the preseason with a victorious 26-3 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. I was pretty pumped up to see this game. I thought a lot of things went well offensively, defensively. We really did a lot of good things. Defensively, one of the knocks last year was the turnover issues, right? We couldn't force turnovers for some reason. We needed to do a better job of that. We made sure that was a point of emphasis going into this preseason. This preseason and also today's game. We forced 3 turnovers, 2 forced fumbles, an interception. The defense was flying all over the place, making a bunch of plays. Levi Drake Rodriguez, our 7th-round pick, was flying around. He did a lot of good things. I believe he had a strip sack, which resulted in the fumble being recovered by us to give us some nice field position. Lewis Seen, who had a fantastic week last week, didn't really see too much action today. He did play the whole game, but his name was rarely called except for one time when he had a pass, or it wasn't really a pass interference. I think it was like a holding call or whatever the case may be. But overall, defensively, we looked pretty darn good, holding the Eagles to only 3 points. They got into a lot of 4th down situations where our defense was able to hold them, right? Hold them off, force them to punt the ball, force them to go for it and stuff them a couple times down the stretch. So I really liked what I seen out of the defense. Offensively, we looked pretty solid. Okay, I liked what we seen out of the pass game and out of the receiving game. But most importantly, the rush game is what continues to impress me, right? Last year, another knock on us was we couldn't run the ball. We had no running game, basically the worst in the National Football League. We have completely changed that around this preseason. Hopefully that translates to the regular season because, again, you have to take what you get in the preseason with a grain of salt, right? It's easy games. You're playing against 2s, 3s. You're not playing against the starters on defense all the time. So this could change come the regular season, but I don't expect that to be the case, especially with the addition of Aaron Jones in that backfield and also a couple other running backs like a Ty Chandler, Dwayne McBride, Myles Gaskin, Mohamed Ibrahim, who also played pretty decent today. I mean, we could realistically, if we could, I would love to keep all these running backs because I think all of them have a chance to make not only our squad, but other squads around the National Football League. But on the ground, look, Myles Gaskin played most of the game. Looked really good, 13 carries, 61 yards. His longest rush was 20 yards. Dwayne McBride, 11 carries, 34 yards. Mohamed Ibrahim got in there for 4 carries, 16 yards. His first carry was probably his best one of the day. I really liked what I seen out of it. Basically, it was I'm not sure if it was a power right or whatever, but he was running to the right side. A big hole opened up towards the left. He made a decent cut, got through that hole, was able to pick up the first down. I was like, okay, this guy's got a motor, in which we all should know, right? Minnesota Golden Gophers, the legend, basically holds every single rushing record for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. So he has a lot to work for, a lot to prove. I'm not sure if he's going to make the team just quite yet because we do have, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of running backs, so it's going to be tough for him to make the team. But he could also get signed to the practice squad, which is what I'm hoping for, because if we do, suffer some injuries down the stretch, hopefully we can call him up or even Myles Gaskin up or whatever the case may be. But even Dwayne McBride, who we drafted, or I think he was an undrafted free agent not too long ago, or a draft, I can't remember. It was a couple years ago. You get it. But he's on the squad. Running game looked good. Receiving game also looked really good. Today, Lucky Jackson was the go-to man, as Jalen Naylor has basically secured that wide receiver 3 spot. And we got Brandon Powell as our number 4. So we're really looking at who do the Vikings want to keep on this roster. And today, Lucky Jackson was that guy. 4 catches, 53 yards. N'Keal Harry had 2 catches for 38 yards. McBride, again, 27 yards on 2. I mean, everyone looked pretty solid. Justin Hill, I believe is his name. Yeah, Justin Hill had a touchdown today, which looked pretty good. Tristan Jackson was the other one who scored the touchdown. But one guy I really want to highlight today, and it's a person that I've been kind of harsh on this entire preseason, and that's quarterback Jaren Hall. Look, he struggled the first 2 weeks of preseason. It looked like he really didn't know what was going on. The game was too fast for him. A lot of his passes were getting blocked at the line of scrimmage, but he made an adjustment. He played a really good game today, 17-25 passing, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns, just overall very impressed from what I seen out of Jaren Hall, and I expect the Vikings to keep him on the roster and go into the season with 3 quarterbacks this year because, again, I think they're always going to do that just because of what we had to deal with last year, right? We go into the season with 3 quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins goes down with the Achilles injury. We have to bring in Jaren Hall. He gets hurt with a concussion. We sign Josh Dobbs or trade for him. He ends up, balling out for 5 weeks, and then we see a lot of inconsistencies. team's starting to figure out who Josh Dobbs is. We have to pull him. We put Nick Mullins in. So right then and there, look, we went through 4 quarterbacks last year. So why wouldn't the Vikings, go into the season with 3 quarterbacks? I think Jaron Hall definitely made the team today just by showing exactly what he was able to do on the football field and the composure and the consistency that he showed today. I thought he played some pretty good ball. And also let's highlight the kicker, Will Reichert, right? Minnesota fans have dealt with, these kickers that just find a way to blow it at the end. It goes all the way back to 1998 with Gary Anderson, who was basically perfect the entire season, misses the one field goal that we needed to send us to the Super Bowl or whatever it was at that time. But Will Reichert has continued to impress. He was 4 for 4 on field goals today, his longest being 57 yards, which is fantastic because I believe his longest at Alabama was 52 yards or something like that. He was 2 for 2 on extra points. So you love to see that out of a kicker, especially a guy that we just drafted this season. Hopefully he has a long career with our Minnesota Vikings because, boy, our kicking woes need to stop. Okay, Blair Walsh, I mean, the list goes on and on with, the bad luck we've had at kicker. But today, the Vikings put on an absolute clinic against the Philadelphia Eagles, 26-3. And now we go to the regular season, which starts in just 2 weeks. And boy, if we continue to play like we have this preseason and the regular season, we could be in for an exciting year, which is what I think all of you guys are hoping for. Let's win some ball games. I think offensively, we should be good. Defensively, another year under Brian Flores as our defensive coordinator. Hey, I think we can make some things happen, make some noise, be electrifying as a team. My expectation at the beginning of the year was, hey, we're not going to make the playoffs. And I think that still should be the expectation so that when we do make the playoffs, it's just that much more exciting. You're like, I knew it, you're like, man, I'm pumped up. Didn't see us making it this far. Let's get to the playoffs. Now we're here. Let's try to get a dub. Don't expect to win it. But at the same time, hey, we have a lot to look forward to this year. It's going to be a long season, 18 weeks, 17 games. Cannot wait to see what the Minnesota Vikings bring in store come week 1 against the New York Giants. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who made the team? Who didn't make the team? Whatever you got on your mind, let me know down below. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.